Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well and having an absolute amazing start to your week. For any that don't know me, my name is Ray McKenna. I've been in the fitness industry for over 17 years and I've taken two master degrees. And I also, this is what I studied from a mindset aspect, what I'm about to teach with you today, because sports psychology and psychology in general, which I've done a lot of modules in and some certifications and qualifications inside, is a very, very important part of my practice. And that's why I want to share with you today, based on the scientific literature on real psychology stuff, so I can provide and add value to you. Today's topic is a little bit of a coaching session for you. So if you could actually go and get probably a pen and paper, or you could re-watch the video, you can whatever you feel is best for you. Because my main intentions today is for you to get value from what I'm about to speak about. And so, because I've got a lot of value from this too, and so has plenty of my clients. And most of the people that you're probably even studying on the internet, probably all these self-development books that you're reading, are all coming from a place of the hierarchy of needs that were back studied in the early 1940s, I think was the actual date. And now we have a lot of people studying the future self, like Benjamin Hardy, Dan Sullivan, all these amazing people speaking about the future self. You've got Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists that we've probably ever seen in the history. You've got Jordan Peterson. We can talk about so many different people that speak about these hierarchy of needs, possibly even in a different language. But what I want you to understand today is that, like, even when you do speak about this, like, it's coming back to it's like the psychological human needs that we have as humans. And the reason why I speak about human needs is, if you look into human needs, you got the need to feel loved on a day-to-day basis, to feel loved by the people that you're surrounding yourself with, to feel loved in your workplace, to feel loved by your friends, to feel loved by your significant other, but most of all, to feel a little bit of self-love for yourself too. To have, because like love is a human need. Another human need is the need to feel safe, the need to feel secure, like the need to have like certainty inside of our lives, like to have like everything going well around you. Your career is going good, your life is going good on a day-to-day basis. Your hobbies, you haven't got much stuff that's bringing up a lot of fear inside of you, a lot of stuff that's bringing up a lot of anger inside of you. Because when you do have these, and then you do have the need to have variety met, because remember, variety is also a human need, that we crave a lot of variety. But sometimes in the nutrition stuff and in the training aspect, variety can be our worst enemy, because when you're on variety all the time, chances are you'll probably never stop overeating. Chances are you'll never stop binging all the time and going on different diet plans. You'll probably be one of these that keeps changing your training program all the time. It's like fuck around diets. Like you're constantly on different training programs every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every couple of months. And that's why I wanted to even ask you today, like, when was the last time that you would have stuck, like, with consistency to a program that was probably using a little bit of science to practice, that allowed some form of progression, like progressive overload, for you to be able to, say, grow muscle tissue and lose fat? Have you ever actually stuck to something like that for like 8 weeks, 16 weeks, 24 weeks, and also with good nutrition partitioning along with that training plan? Because that's one thing that we see a lot with the need for variety. Like, it keeps taking you and changing and wanting to change all the time. Like, this is getting recorded here now in August, right? So think about it. All throughout this year, when you started out in January, how many times have you changed your training program and nutrition plan since January? Think of it. Just have a little bit of a think of it right now. Because the reason why is like when you look into these human needs and you understand that like you have them in control, because like variety is something that first off it can be quite beneficial, but it can also go against you a lot of the time if you constantly keep changing things all the time. It's kind of like program hopping. Like you do a program for 2 weeks, you go offside, you fall off track on the program. For you know it, you're probably on a nutrition plan. You're on it for like 5 days. Things are going really really good. You go off track a little bit. You go out. You start drinking loads of alcohol. You start going probably eating all these so-called cheat meals for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden you're probably researching a different diet in all the time and keep looking for something different all the time and not actually giving any nutrition plan or training plan an actual chance to be able to start working. Makes sense? Like to actually start even making changes in our muscle tissue, making changes in our fat tissue loss over time. Because that's the thing about fat loss is it takes like weeks of actual exercise, a little bit of a calorie deficit, wherever you're doing cardiovascular work, to actually even make significant changes that are permanent over a long duration of time. So you keep falling off track all the time. You keep jumping up, jumping down, starting new things all the time. Chances are you probably go through a whole year and not even get results. And that would be another year wasted. That's why I wanted to speak about the future self and how it aligns with self-actualization. Self-actualization would be you much more better with your problem solving, understanding who you are as a person, understanding like where you're going, having true clarity of vision to where you're going inside of your physical destiny, inside of your career, inside of your life. And this is where the future self, which a lot of us think that like, oh, we need to wait until this next 6 months and become who we say we're going to be. And that is where when you even look into say research on future self versus the present self and the past self, most of our days we're living about 80% in the past and present. So we're constantly not even giving ourselves a chance to actually create the future that we want for ourselves, to create that future body that we want for ourselves. And that's why I want to ask you that question today. Look, where do you want to be in the next 3 years with your physique? Like what do you want your body to look like? Like what would you like your health to be like? Would you like to be running around with your kids and playing sports? Would you like to be physically active? Would you like to grow some muscle tissue? Would you like to have much more better bone health? Would you like to be disease free? Give it or not. Would you like to have a physically active lifestyle or get back playing sports? Would you like to basically be able to go and the word I'm looking for is like not just a marathon, but like a lot of people have these ambitions that they have since they're kids. Like they want to climb these mountains, they want to do all these kind of stuff that are probably on their bucket list. And what's holding them back is you probably gained a little bit of weight. You probably don't know where to start right now. You're probably stuck in fear every single day. You're probably feeling lost. You're probably feeling a little bit dazed and confused with all the conflicting information out there online that you actually probably don't even know where to start. And that can be common. And that can happen because like when we're going on all these yo-yo diets all the time, stop starting all the time, think of like what's that's doing to our past and present self. It's not actually getting us to align with our future self. And that's why I want to just stop here for a minute and just ask you, what do you want from your personal and professional life. Think of that right now and just even sit with it. Because this is where we can start getting self-actualization and understanding like where we're actually going. Tunnel vision and start letting go 80% of the stuff that's not even in alignment with that vision. And that comes down to where we want to go with that vision. Because like when you look into that, like where do you feel certain in your life right now to achieve what I just said, that goal that you have set for yourself? Like the physical destiny that you're looking to do. Do you want to have a much better mental fitness? Because I'm not a mental health coach, but I call it mental fitness, improving our mental health over a long duration of time, which is fitness to keep improving it, to improve our overall mental well-being, to have a little bit more self-worth in our life, to have a routine that prioritizes self-care. So just kind of thinking about that as we're going along here. And I just want to ask you right now one more thing before we do. Where are you backing down in your life? Like, are you showing up for your family on a day-to-day basis? Are you showing up as the person that you're meant to be every single day? Are you going into your job every single day or your career and being the best version of yourself? Are you giving the people that you surround yourself with every day the best version of you? Because I know that when you're when you're like going around eating constant foods of ultra high, really highly processed foods and not taking care of your nutrition and not taking care of your health and not taking care of your social network and not taking care of your sleep and your stress management and your hydration and your macronutrients and your micronutrients, I would say it's quite difficult to be the best version of you. I would say when somebody's constantly not on a good program that's actually making them feel good and not coming back from an exercise program feeling like they need to lie on the chair for a couple of days, because that to me is self-harm. That's really, really detrimental and bad for you. Whereas like fitness is meant to enhance our lives. Would you agree? So just kind of thinking about that, because we got to understand that, because like I just want to tell you one thing today. Really sit down with yourself and just ask yourself, where do you want to be inside of your life? This is no joke. This is your life. Because, like, honestly, based on what I'm even speaking about today, if you do continue to do the same stuff for the next 6 months, 12 months, 12 years, 10 years, do not put this on me in 10 years' time. Hopefully, I'm still alive. But chances are you and I will be possibly in the same place if we don't do something about that. And it becomes the standards that we set for ourselves on a day-to-day basis, the rituals that we have every single morning, that we wake up and we say to ourselves, I am moving forward with my future self here today. And the more you keep doing this, the more you keep working towards them goals that you have, the ones that you can self actualize, the clarity of vision, becoming the person that you are meant to be, becoming that person today so you can give that person to the world, give the best version of yourself to the world. It's going to make you much more confident. You're going to have a higher self esteem. You're going to have more self worth. And most of all, you will be able to then go and help more people, because they'll want to know, how are you looking so good? How are you feeling so good? Like, tell me how you're doing that right now. Because honestly, the future self, you have an opportunity to take control of your life today. Take control and actually just knuckle down if you have to. Give yourself 90 days or even 180 days and just say to yourself, you know what? I'm sick and tired of talking shy to myself. I'm talking crap to myself all the time. I have all these hidden commitments, all these little hidden commitments that I'm not sharing with other people. I'm hiding behind myself all the time. I'm sick of it. And you know what? I'm not even going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to go off this video right now and I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to at least start moving towards that. I'm at least going to get a pen and paper and I'm going to start journaling this. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to look at all my past and I'm going to look at my future and I'm going to start moving towards that now. Look, go and look at everywhere where you're wasting time. Look at 80% of your life, okay? And just, I'm not saying go and remove it all right away. Don't stop hanging around with friends. Don't do any of that whatsoever. Do not stop talking to your family members. Don't do any of these things that the internet tells you to do. I'm just talking about starting to remove stuff out of your life bit by bit that's not actually serving you a purpose that's in alignment with where you want to go inside your life. You're not going to be able to do all this in one shot. But what you can do is day by day, first you can get clarity of vision of where you want to go. Secondly, you can start to develop non-negotiables and habits for you to start to become that person right away. You could go and hire a coach. You could go and research stuff on nutrition. You could go and research stuff on exercise. You could go and start researching stuff on spirituality. You could go and start joining social groups. You could go and start reading more books. You could go and start going to bed a little bit more earlier and even maximizing your sleep. You know, don't listen to all that sleep is for those who are weak. Sleep is one of the most beneficial things that we can ever do as a human being. It's key. It's key for our mindset. It's key for many aspects of us. If any of you have any questions and you found value in this today, please let me know if we can help you in any way whatsoever. But please get in alignment with your future self and understand that the hierarchy of needs is very, very important. When you feel safe, when you have your physiological needs met, when you have the sense of feeling loved and belonging, and you have a high self-esteem, it's going to be easier for you to achieve your goals. So if you haven't got that in check right now, do your best to try start getting it in check. It's going to help you a lot more. And I'll chat to you all soon.